Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel that is Science Unlocked. And in today's session we will going to look into another natural calamity, that is volcanic eruption. Now this particular calamity is a sudden explosion of burning rocks, along with which ash and lava will also be coming out of a volcano. Now what exactly a volcano is? A volcano is basically a type of a hill or a mountain which is having a specific kind of pool inside it, which is made up of the molten rock. And this particular pool is inside the earth's surface. Whereas this particular term, that is volcano, is coming from the Roman mythology, and this term which is taken from the Roman mythology is Vulcan, which exactly means the god of fire. Because whenever we see the eruption of a volcano, we will always see this thing that there will be huge amount of fire, high temperature that will be surrounding that particular area. So that is how we say that it is the specific kind of terminology which we have taken up from the Roman mythology. Now, in case of the further terminologies that are generally used with reference to volcano is that it will going to have a vent in it, means there will going to be a space in it, because of which there will be a connection of the first, or you can say the topmost part of the hill with the below part, or you can say the part which is the having the molten rocks inside it, the earth's surface where the molten rock is present. There will going to be a connection between the 2 points, and because of which the ultimately the molten rocks will be coming out of the volcano. And along with this particular molten lava, there will going to be lots and lots of gas eruption as well. That means there will be multiple amount of gases which will be coming out of the volcano. Now the next thing is the importance with reference to the layers of earth. That means we should first of all understand the layers of the earth, so that we can understand that from where exactly this molten lava is coming. So we are well aware about this thing, that there are three layers in case of the layers of the earth, out of which the outermost is the crust, which is the topmost layer where we live. The second one is the mantle layer, that is the second layer, which is represented over here with the orange color. And then the core. Over here the core is represented in inner and outer core with different colors. So where exactly this molten lava exists? This molten lava is actually present in the mantle region of the earth layer. Now, what exactly is the causing agent of the eruption of volcano? That means how exactly is the volcanic eruption going to take place? So, the very basic thing is that it is with reference to the plates that we have discussed in the case of earthquakes also. That means the earth plates which will going to be under the earth's surface. Now what happens is that these particular plates will going to move here and there, because of which ultimately there will be a disturbance among these two layers, that is earth crust and the mantle. What happens out of this particular movement and disturbance, that there will be huge amount of magma which will going to come out of these two plates, and it will be pushed upwards towards the vent of the, or you can say the opening of the volcano. Ultimately this particular molten section of which is generally inside the earth's surface will be squeezed out of this particular volcano and will erupt in the form of volcanic eruption. Now what are the other things which are related with this thing is, there is a specific terminology that we are going to use with reference to volcanoes, that is magma and lava. So these are the two separate names with reference to the similar or the single material. Now this particular molten rock that you can see in the form of this orange color, this particular structure is the structure that we are referring to magma and lava, this particular material. structure would be the vent, but specifically we are referring to the material. So it is the same thing. It is the name of the same particular material. We can call it like lava, we can call it magma. But when are we going to call it that way? That becomes a specificity. Magma will be the terminology used whenever this particular molten material is within the hill that we are referring to, or within the volcano. But whenever it comes out of the volcano, it will be start called out as lava, because this is the terminology with reference to their overall appearance as well. This lava will be red hot in nature, and it will become thickened later on and will going to turn itself into small rocks or maybe a hardened surface. So that is how this terminology has to be specifically used, that whether we are referring to the molten rocks inside the hill of the volcano, or whether we are referring it to the outside part. So whenever it is outer part, it will be called lava. Whenever it is the inner part, it will be called magma. Now, there are certain important terminologies with reference to this particular calamity as well, and this particular structure as well, out of which the first one is the vent. Now this is basically the space which will going to connect the mouth of the volcano, or we can say the opening of the volcano, and the chamber of the volcano. That means the girth or the inner part of the earth surface where the molten lava is present. Sorry, molten magma is present. Now because we have a specific terminology and we are aware about this thing, so we cannot call it randomly as lava or magma. As I am talking about the inner chamber, then I have to take the name magma. Now this particular structure, that is vent, is the passage or the pathway through which this particular magma will going to come out towards the mouth of the particular hill that we are referring to, or we can say the opening of the hill. Next we have is the ash, which are the small fragments of burnt material which is coming out in this particular environment because of the volcanic eruption. And ash cloud is the cloud which will be formed because of the sudden explosion. Now this process is not taking place in small bits, it will going to takes place suddenly. So that means that a huge amount of ashes will going to come out, that will be considered in a collection as a cloud. Now the next component that is with reference to this is the types of volcano. Because of the lifespan, or we can say the activity to be more specific, because of the different kinds of activities that are observed in a particular volcano, we have different kinds of volcano, that is out of which is the first, that is the active volcano, whereas this particular volcano will going to erupt regularly. But this regularity is not will be in a duration of say 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, or 10 year. Most of the times this duration is will be the gap of minimum 400 to 500 years. So it seems like this thing that we are talking about the activeness of the volcano, or you can say the activity of the volcano, but this particular activity is not so frequent or so regular. But when we talk it with, or we consider it with reference to the particular natural phenomena and the nature in which we are living on, as per that it is considered as active, because over there it will going to be a regularity in its eruption and it will keep on erupting. Then the second category that we have is the dormant volcano, where it has not erupted from many years. So that is supposed to be longer than the 500-600 years that I have taken with reference to the active volcano. So it has to be longer than that. But what is happening is that it is not coming out, it is not erupting from a very long time, but the inner chamber of the volcano where the magma is present, the point from where the molten rock is working, or it is actively burning immediately, or you can say simultaneously, that particular part is still active. That is why we say that it is the dormant volcano. Last but not the least is the extinct volcano, the volcanoes which will not going to erupt anymore, means they are no longer going to erupt, and they will not going to cause any sort of eruption in terms of the particular calamity. So with this we are done with the topic of volcano as well. Next time we will going to come up with some next different kinds of calamities that are still left out and to be discussed. Till then, keep learning, stay healthy, take care.